Peace, everyone. What's happening? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi barakatuh. They ask me where I've been, what I've been doing. It's only been 2 weeks. I haven't did a khutbah in 2 weeks. Man, because I'm working at the homestead, right? And so I'm sure we can show you a little bit of, give you an update of what we're doing. So first of all, for me, what is a homestead? I call it the homestead. Um, it's the place where you create your own garden, which is your own paradise, which is something that's talked about in both Bible and Quran and many of the religious schools. Um, it's just not a metaphor or a metaphysical place where you go to heaven. It's a place that you can create right here on earth, your Garden of Eden. And I think it's important to really have heaven on earth and marry what we would call spiritual abstract principles with physical reality, right? So throughout the Quran, there's so many times that the word garden pops up, you know, dealing with paradise and fruits and, this lushness and whatnot. Um, for me, the homestead is about becoming self-sufficient to the best of our ability, and inside of that self-sufficiency we get to know, for me for sure, but we get to know what is the source of the thing I'm eating for sure, right? Now whether they manipulated the seed, which we know they can do that as well, you're just trying to be in control of your food supply, and that's just really important, because the whole, back to the garden, the Eden story, on one level, that story is talking about the serpent is your intestines, the belly of the beast, the appetite. Thou shalt not eat of this is talking about the proper, what we would call diet, in a sense. It's one way to look at it. Okay. So anyway, I've been busy updating this place, getting it going and whatnot. And perhaps we give you a little tour and just kind of show you what we're doing. Okay. Guess we can start way in the back at our dandelion patch. I just found it ironic how, all the dandelion are kind of just grouped up in one place for us. So we got tools, man, working. Um, when you come over here to our shed, below that blue tarp, believe it or not, is actual horse poop and straw, fresh manure, compost, help your soil out and whatnot. We actually got wild garlic growing over here and whatnot. See that's wild garlic. Every time I dig up a hole in the ground, I'll just put it right here in the pile. Again, this is our what is this over here? This is raspberry, and this is our peach tree. We actually got some, they blooming, so it's a beautiful thing. They blooming and we mooning, baby. We did get our rain barrel installed and whatnot. It's full too. Let's show you. So that stopped the breeze from getting in there, allegedly. And then we got our potato towers. Yukon Gold minis, just planted them last week. You can see that sprouting up already. Woohoo! So these are your regular Yukon Golds. And then this bad boy, the potato tower, as you can see, is what's called Pontiac red potatoes on there. So they're doing well. I don't know if you can see the heart. I'm gonna probably have to cut this. The ideal was you got so much wild purple violets in here. Okay, you can kind of see where it starts to form a triangle. So the goal was to let that grow into a heart, just wild, full of yellow dandelion and purple violets. But the problem is the grass grows higher than the wild violets. So I may have to scrap that idea, but I got another concept that's in mind. Um, and again, we just got a lot of stuff in buckets right now, and that's cool because see, it's about to get cold at night, maybe like 40 degrees, 40 something degrees, and basil does not like that. So I had basil die because of that. Was stressed out. So as of the day, it's mid to late April. I'm not past my frost. My frost is really like May 15th and whatnot. I love this. This is probably it's called the Asiatic lily. This might be my favorite color combination for sure. Red geraniums, lavender over there, um, chamomile is right there. Swiss chard still got our broccolis growing. Green cabbage, rosemary in the middle, romaine lettuce, and green cabbage dill on the end. That's what we have. Um, Cabbage there, salad bowl, pretty dope. You got wild garlic onions right there. Red lettuce, parsley at the top. Very beautiful, man. Very beautiful. The goal over here is because this is the western sun that you see. So the goal is where that stump is, it's going to be a garden bed over there. That's going to be the herbs that can stand shade, and then along the rail is going to be a bed that deals with the salad. So the salad bed. So that's going to be your romaine lettuce. It's all the stuff you like to have in a salad. That's going to be there, known as your cool greens. Okay. So this only gets direct sunlight right now at the end of the day. Okay. So that'll be there. All of these buckets are going to come out, and this is going to be nothing but greens inside of this. So inside of this bed is going to be your collard greens, your kale greens, your turnip greens, just because I love greens. So greens is going to be in this. Okay. So, oh, got a red hibiscus right here. Oh, I'm sorry, geranium is right here. Here go the hibiscus. Oh my God. And these colors. Ooh, I don't know which one is more beautiful, this or that. I love them. But again, we got purple cabbage. We got wild garlic growing because that will deter the pests and whatnot. So chives. So wild garlic and onions will get rid of your, hopefully slow down your pests that try to eat your crops. Cilantro, bloody dock. This is a sorrow good for the blood. It is literally called bloody dock. Okay. And then I flank it again with more onions and cilantro because that also repels the pest as well. Okay. And then again, this purple cabbage. And then I have some old dying marigolds because insects don't like marigold. And so instead of just throwing stuff away, you'll find out you can always use a lot of stuff, reuse a lot of stuff on the homestead. This patch over here, the empty space, I'm going to put a lot of flowers over there. That's where the hibiscus and the what is that? The geranium. They'll go over there. So I'm gonna make that a cool flower bed. This is the blackberry tree. Yeah, this is the blackberry tree right here. And this is another blueberry tree. And I didn't show you the other hole I got up there by the peach tree, but it's a blueberry as well. So I really got two blueberries going and whatnot. And so we about to be moving and grooving. It's pretty cool. You can see the moon right there. But yeah, that's what I've been doing is just really homesteading, and it's a lot of work to do. You see crops, to have plants that you need to leaves that you need to cut. Doing our own compost over here with food. So the old grass goes here. It's a gardener snake back here somewhere too. If I open this lid, that's going to be full of hay and old fruit and veggie scraps. So you got to turn that every so often. Make sure you got holes in it so that oxygen can get in there. And that's going to turn into a fine soil. Make sure bugs can get in there so they can start pooping and everything. And that's going to turn into the compost that I'm going to actually feed the actual plant. Okay. The garden and whatnot. And so just thinking of creative ways and, to just be self-sufficient. This mint is going crazy. So there's a spearmint in there, a sweet mint, and another kind of mint. It's like three different variations of mint. So they say mint is very invasive, meaning it will like it'll just overpower your garden. So you have to have mint inside of some type of container. Oh, and not to mention, we have a hanging pot strawberry that's coming in. So strawberries, and then we have over here just some basil and lemon thyme is back here. So fresh thyme. Right,
Okay.
y'all. All right, so that's what I've been doing. Like literally, that's what I've been doing. Just homesteading, learning so much, and it's gonna be a lifetime. You know what I mean? As with anything, you know what I mean. But it's a beautiful thing. Okay, so Sufis in the garden. You know what I mean? That's the series that's coming in season. You know what I mean? Take the winter off from being outside, but Sufis in the garden. Want to invite some of my walis, my friends of God, to come over, and we have God conversation in the garden and whatnot, and just do what we do. Being in constant remembrance of Allah is the beautiful thing. And let me say this: be nice and be kind to yourself. You may think that, oh, you're not making the obligatory prayers, 5 prayers. The Quran mentioned 3. Um, you're not making no prayers at all. But there's self chatter that's always taking place. You're talking to yourself, what you're thinking about, and things of that nature. I find that when I'm doing my work, I'm telling you, when it comes to really the contemplation of God, like that's like my business, just looking at the majesty, the beauty, the jalil of Allah, um the glory of the creator. To see the creator in everything that we do, our work of action, tending to this garden, that is worship, that is prayer. So don't beat yourself up if you're not making the traditional prayer. Your life is prayer. Your actions are prayer. Most importantly, the actions are prayer. And there's hadiths that's about this. You the person who feeds the homeless is more pious and more righteous in the heart than the person who makes 5 prayers every single day, right? So the acts that we do are very, very important. Okay. And so the Khalifa, the vicegerent in the garden, I'm gonna challenge my Patreon members to um you have to get a bucket, just one bucket, because see, you can put a bucket anywhere. You got an apartment, whatever. I challenge you to get a bucket of the vegetable slash herb of your choice. You got to get a vegetable and a companion herb. Okay. So 2 things that you can plant in the same bucket potentially, or get 2 separate buckets. Learn the language of what the creator has given us in such abundance. The tree produces 100 fruits. One fruit produces one tree that produces 100 fruits. You still got 99 more fruits to go. That's going to produce 100 trees. That's like 10,000 from one tree. That is crazy. That's abundance given to us. Given to us. The beautiful thing that I love about this is, look at, because you got to see the mind of God in this stuff, right? Is the tree says, hey, I'll give you a fruit. You plant the seed, I'll give you another tree. I feed you without you killing me. See, with the cow, you can kill the cow. And I'm not saying be vegan. I'm just looking at the psychology here. Because cow is delicious, okay? To me, okay? Pot roast on Sunday is the bomb. What? Put it in the old school steam bag. Come on, put the hot sauce on. It's great, right? But anyway, so but when you kill the animal, you life is gone. There's no more reproducing for that animal. The tree can go on and on and on to the break of dawn without you killing it. And I'm just looking at the intelligence of the creator. That's all I'm saying, right? So anyway, when we become the gardener, the Sufi in the garden, the mystic in the garden, it's not just about the food. It's about our lives. It's about cultivating the mind, cultivating the body. And the soul is impacted upon mind and body because the soul is where the real memory or the recorder of deeds. Ooh, may have to do something on that spirituality. In real estate, you got the recorder of deeds. Like that's a county office with your county that record the deeds of real estate. The recorder of deeds is a spiritual component that is the soul, which I want to get into a conversation because tomorrow's class, today is Saturday, Sunday's class for us is going to be phenomenal. So much so that I'm going to probably release it 9 times out of 10 on the next Friday khutbah, but I'm going to let the class interpret um, the recorder of deeds in this concept of reincarnation that in Islam they don't want to talk about it. And I want to open that can of worms right now, but yeah, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. Cuz see, I'll say this, and I said it before in the khutbah on the lecture, that something as important as souls coming back into this reality, if it is true, for the sake of argument, say it is true. Why will we say it's true? Because we got it's documented evidence now. I always say the University of Virginia has a program called Department of Perceptual Studies or Perceptual Studies, DOPS, the DOPS program. Okay, that's heavy. Netflix got a special to show this, one of the lead people from the DOPS program who investigates this stuff. And children are having clear recollection, clear memory of what is taking place or what did take place in the previous incarnation. Why would the Quran not know that? That bothers me if you think that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't God know that? That's something that's very important. I can't wait to class to purposely show you the word, the meaning of the words. Literally means to hide and conceal, double entendre, as it pertains to you coming back to this reality in the Quran, right in front of our face, right? But again, we got to know how to ask the Quran questions, and the answer is right there. Waiting to be discovered. And I'll end with this. I say it all the time. In the Quranic science, it's called the miracles of the Quran, meaning science has proven something, but it's in the Quran. Okay, that mean, like, for example, let's say somebody discovered Kelvin, the guy who discovered the temperature Kelvin. I haven't verified this because I just haven't did the count, but they say that hypothetically, let's just say iron in the Quran is mentioned at the 5,700 word, hypothetically. But it is precisely at that degree Kelvin, the iron starts to boil and do its thing. And that chapter where that word iron is mentioned is called iron, which is Surah 57. So that would mean that the Quran knew Kelvin before Kelvin was born, hundreds, hundreds, and hundreds of years prior to Kelvin being born. So for some of us, the Quran is waiting for us to discover how Allah, the all knowing, the all wise, the all seeing, the all hearing, and we don't really understand that, what that is, right? On how that has a direct knowledge of us right now, right now. Okay. So anyway, But that's what I've been doing. I'm gonna get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Um, when you support and you hit the Cash App, 100% of Cash App goes to the support of this place. So from the trees to utilities, whatever it may be, 100% of Cash App goes to taking care of this place, establishing this place. Um, big stuff is coming soon. I'm not going to even allude to it. I'm just going to tell you it's coming soon. Um, I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. I'll put it that way, okay? But I thank you guys for your support. Join me in the Patreon as well, but hit that Cash App, which is $ um, Golden Heart Love Center CTR. You will see a gold heart pop up. I gotta go cut grass, okay? All right, man. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Peace.